Come with me, toy fans.
And we're live. Welcome to the Analog Toys Evel Knievel live stream. You can't see my t-shirt behind the microphone, can you? How are we all doing this morning? I'm doing great. So a few comments here. Dr. X, all fancy. Yes, guys, after the success of last week's live stream using the StreamYard professional package, I've been doing some rehearsals and practicing, trying a few different things in here. So I like the countdown intro and the short Analog Toys stinger. And it gives me a moment to kind of compose myself and get prepared to launch into it. So we've got an awesome live stream for you today, guys. No mystery boxes today. No. So I've got one mystery box, but we're going to open a bit of mail anyway, because I've been ordering a lot of toys just lately, and I went to my PO box. A few things have arrived, and I haven't had a chance to go into eBay and figure out what's what. So we'll just open them up anyway towards the end of the stream. Scuba Pete says, snazzy intro. Thanks very much, Scuba Pete. Jess J. Bell, how you doing? Kieran Ball, Keith Knight, Vintage Toy Rush. We've got Gaz. I've mentioned Dr. X already. Gary Morgan from Gary's Action Man channel. How are you? Tim Hayes, nice to see you. Anthony Whiteheads says, hey, Tony, love this topic. And so do I. You'll know that when did I make my Toy Histories episode of Evel Knievel? It was last year sometime. No, probably 2019. Yeah, but it's hard to keep track of. I had a lot of fun researching that video, picking up all the toys. I didn't have very many Evel Knievel toys when I decided I wanted to make that video, so I had to go out and hunt a lot of stuff down, a lot of which, there's a bloody fly in here. I can't help it, guys. It's baking hot here in Australia, and every time we let the cat out on the balcony, you let one cat out, 5 cats come in. It's that horrible time of year here. Michael Schaefer, thank you for the kind comment. He says, great topic, great looking tablescape. Much appreciated, mate. The patrons will already be aware of this. But for everyone else on YouTube, if you're not on our Patreon, the Palatalk Retro Toy podcast has returned. I've listened to your requests for Palatalk to come back. A lot of people have reached out to me through Patreon and through Facebook saying that they really like that format. And I really like recording those episodes as well. But I used to record them in Skype, which you kind of have no control over. You just have a Skype chat. And then afterwards, I would have to edit in an intro and all of that. Well, yesterday I sat down with Michael Schaefer. He's the guest for episode 8 of Palatalk. We talk about kind of childhood Star Wars memories. I had an absolute blast recording that with Michael. It was great fun. And the benefit now of having the professional package with StreamYard is I can play all the little clips in there, like the intro to the Sum It Up in One game or whatever you call it, not competition. I can just do that as we're having the chat and then download the video and upload it. There's no editing post, and it looks far better than the recording you get from Skype. So thank you to Michael Schaefer for taking time out of his day to sit down and have a chat. I really, really did enjoy that. And that will be, this bloody fly is going to annoy me. And that video will be going wide on YouTube later today sometime. Maybe I'll just make it public after the live stream. Retro Blasting, good to see you guys. Gojatron, great question. Says, hey, Tony, was the Evel Knievel craze very big in the UK as it was in the US? I don't know if it was as popular because I didn't grow up in the States. But yes, it was very, very popular. The Evel Knievel stunt cycle with the Energizer was an incredibly popular toy in the UK. And I've got a little surprise for you later in the stream. I'm going to show you a short clip from Christmas, like 1981, 82, but I'm going to save that for a little bit later on. But yes, the Evel Knievel. I don't. Yeah, Evel Knievel. I was going to say character. You know, he's a real person, but he's kind of playing a bit of a character. But the personality that was Evel Knievel, the man, he was very popular in the UK, and so were the toys. Dr. X says fly is a good chunk of the reason I hate summer. Well, they are lower down on the scale at the moment where I'm living compared to the immense, smothering, suffocating humidity that I've lived in Port Hedland for 6 years, although I've been working up here for 8 years. The first couple of years here, I used to fly up and work and fly back to Perth. This is the worst summer I've experienced. The last probably 2.5 weeks have been between 40 and 44 degrees every day, but like 95% humidity. It is suffocating. But you're not here to listen to my woes. And I shouldn't really complain because it's actually not as bad as what Baghdad was all those years ago. So, Salvador, good to see you. Sal says, did Evel Knievel experience a revival in the 90s? Because his heyday was before my time, but I knew who he was as a kid. Not that I'm aware of. There have been reissues of the toys, but the guy himself is a bit like Bruce Lee or Elvis Presley. Fly. One of those larger than life characters who will always be part of our pop culture landscape, I believe. Yes, Retroblasting. He says that Evel Knievel and Mr. T as celebrities seem to have had the most dedicated merch. Actually, yeah, when you think of like a real life character, I hadn't thought about that before. How many of the real life character, certainly like in the toy space, have had this many products available? Yeah, I can't think of anyone else. You're the greatest of all, Elvis Parsley. Boba Hicks, thank you very much for the super chat. Just dropping by to say hi to the Analog Toys crew. Long week at work and I'm knackered, so I have to catch the replay tomorrow. Have fun, everyone. Oh, mate, you rest up and enjoy the replay. And thank you very much for the support, Boba Hicks. Well, comments are flying past here. Nicole Clapper says, Retroblasting or Tony, favourite play set? Getting off the topic of Evel Knievel for the moment, but I don't mind. We're going to have a fun stream this morning. Favourite play set? I did a video in September 2019, which was one of the biggest videos we've ever done on the channel, where I counted down the top 10 best action figure play sets, and I ranked Castle Grayskull at number 1. That wasn't my list of my favourites. That's what I thought were the best. Personally, my favourite action figure playset. Well, that's a really good question. I do like the transportable tactical battle platform from G.I. Joe or Action Force International Heroes. Oh, no, I'm going to take that back because now, so Retroblasting's responded with the Palatoy Death Star. And for me, it's going to be a toss-up between the Action Force Z-Force Command Center, which just looks stunning. That's a stunning play set, which I really need to get out on display somewhere, but the sheer size of the footprint, I'm not able to. I'll figure something out. But it would be a toss-up between that and the first series Action Force cardboard headquarters. Scuba Pete, thank you for the super chat. Evel was one of the first toys that had my brother and me taking over the driveway. We begged for any pieces of lumber and bits from our dad to make jumps. That's cool, man. That's cool. It really was the perfect combination of pop culture personality and an ingenious play device with the Energizer. What do they call it? Just like call it gyro powered. Hours and hours and hours of fun with this thing. It really was. Michael Schaefer says, I remember seeing Evel on talk shows and news even more than him doing the actual stunts. Yeah, I remember him crashing more than he did succeed with his stunts. So how is the live stream looking and sounding today? I'm very conscious when I do Pala Talk episodes, I wear headphones. Normally noise cancelling headphones. I have a lot of hearing issues. I was a little bit too close to an explosion in the military and did some damage to my left ear. I've lost quite a lot of hearing in my left ear, and I find that whenever I put headphones on and talk to someone, I tend to shout a lot. So if anyone is ever in a Skype chat or even a phone conversation with me where I've got headphones in, apologies for shouting. But yeah. I missed something back here. Timothy Ward, thank you for always being here. He says, based on the ones he had, I'd say the G.I. Joe headquarters, he never had the Palatoy Death Star. Yeah, so the Z-Force headquarters I'm talking about, anyone who's watched the video will know, is a British recolor of the G.I. Joe headquarters, and that is a really awesome playset. Yeah, the greatest of all was that in World War II, Tony. I'm not that old. That American Kid, how you doing? Sean Bailey, they will never make toys like from those decades again. Very sad, actually. Yeah, there have been some. Whoops, what am I doing here? There has been some re-releases of this toy, but they're obviously aimed at the collector market and guys my age and probably up to people in their early 50s who grew up with these toys in the 70s and want to recapture some of that childhood magic, I suppose. So there have been some re-releases, but I think the only way they'd ever be introduced to children is if a father was really into them when he was a kid, and he's sort of kind of bought the collector's re-releases to share them. So Keith Knight says the stream is a-okay, mate. I'm deaf in my left ear, so shout as much as you want, mate. George Aitken, how you doing, buddy? George says, in the UK in the 70s, Christmas always guaranteed an Action Man or an Evel Knievel bike. And something that I discovered recently, my grandmother passed away in like October last year. She was getting very, very old. She had a fantastic life. It's not the kind of let's move forward from that. I'm not going to start talking about that. But I travelled down to Perth to attend a virtual online funeral for my grandmother, and I helped my mum and my sister record a video eulogy that could be played for the live stream funeral service. And my mum discovered an old videotape. Now, when I was very young, growing up in the UK, my granddad had a silent movie camera. I don't know what size the film was. And he had all of this footage of us when we were children. And I poured through hours and hours of this footage. Now, when I made the Toy Histories episode about Evel Knievel toys, at that point, I always believed that I remember playing with the Evel Knievel stunt cycle when I was a child. And I always believed that it was a hand-me-down from my brother until I discovered a piece of footage, which I'm going to show you in a moment. of me playing with this toy on Christmas morning, and looking at the age of me and my sister, it must have been around Christmas 81 or 82. It's a short clip I'm going to show you. You'll see that my dad's winding up the stunt cycle on the Energizer, and then there's kind of the next clip you'll see in the bottom left corner of the screen, so kind of down here, you'll see the box for it. So it turns out that it wasn't a hand-me-down from my brother. It was a toy that was given to me in the early 80s. So Evel Knievel was definitely still popular in the early 80s in the UK. So let's play the clip. That's my big brother there standing next to the box. He's like 6 years older and he's much, much taller. Sorry, I've missed quite a few of your comments there, and hopefully I didn't miss any super chats. Jonathan Burns says, I lost my Evel Knievel figure as a kid. I bought a near mint box set around 10 years ago. I don't have a box set, but I have some of the other items, but I don't have any boxes in perfect condition. Scuba Pete loved it at Analog. Thank you very much, Scuba Pete. Yeah, I was really, I wish I had have found that footage back when I was making my video about Evel Knievel toys, because I would have put it in. But it was great to be able to finally figure out that it's one of what I thought was a 70s toy handed down from my brother. Like I did inherit his Bionic Man action figure, his $6 million man figure. So it was great to discover that. Rand says, pro tip, don't take Evel in the bath with you. Yeah, that's a good call. Going back to was it Jonathan, I think, said it talked about the mint box version. So I've got 3 box toys. None of the boxes are in perfect condition. Probably the best box is the box that I have for the Evel Knievel Scramble Van. As in, it's got all the side flaps and everything like that, but the artwork is somewhat faded. One of the best boxes I have here, and I wanted to show you guys this because I do particularly like the artwork on Evel Knievel boxes. Unfortunately, this has had end flaps all torn off, but I like the bright primary colors. That's for the Stunt and Crash car, which is the toy right below the box there, and it's standing next to Evel. I love the box art for Evel Knievel. I've also got the box here to show you of the Formula One Dragster. Again, it's seen better days with the end flaps, but at the end of the day, the key thing is that the artwork on the front is all present and correct. And I particularly like this box. It's very dynamic artwork. It's quite exciting. The Formula One Dragster, the Evel Knievel toy from Ideal. Yes, Sean Bailey. Yeah, love the colours. Chris Mewer says, awesome. Love these time capsules and analog toys. I assume you're referring to the video. It's nice. I didn't hear the music play because I haven't got the sound going on the live stream here, because otherwise you just get loads of feedback. Did it sound okay? I just put a little bit of the jingle music over it because one of the things with StreamYard, I wanted to be able to actually talk you through that video. But when you play, I'm giving you guys a lesson how to use StreamYard now. Some of you probably know how to use it better than I do. I'm still very new to this. But yeah, when you play a short video in StreamYard, it mutes your microphone. So whether the video has sound or not, and because it was a silent movie camera that my granddad had, it had no sound. So I had to put a bit of jingle over it. So King of the Greatest of All said it sounded great. Thanks very much. All right, that's awesome. I just wanted to make sure it played correctly. Scuba Pete. I have many fancy Evel Knievel boxes. People know me. I love a good Anchorman quote. Gary's Action Man. Oh, wrong. That went past quick. Where'd that go? Sorry. Gary's Action Man channel says Evel Knievel figure. If rubberized body was damaged or exposed wireframe, it was sharp. I cut myself back in it. Yeah, that was an issue. So Evel Knievel, I don't technically consider him an action figure because he's more like a Bendham. You know, he's got a wire frame over a vinyl body. Or I think it's vinyl, something like that. But yeah, what Gary's saying there is if you bent it too much and the vinyl wore out and the wire broke through, it could actually be quite sharp and you could hurt yourself. So be warned, kids, be warned. Bobby L. Collins, great question. How durable is this toy line? These almost certainly took a lot of punishment by kids around the world. Well, Bob, as I discovered when I started purchasing these toys in order to use them in the video, and you'll see I actually wanted to get the toys to do what they were supposed to do in the video. So I spent an awesome day up in the collection room, shooting around the stunt and crash car and having the chopper bike jump over. They are actually quite durable, you know, for toys that are 40 odd years, 45 years old. They've held up pretty well. They obviously lose paint and stickers and things like that when they go skidding across the floor. But one of the reasons they made the action figure, you know, it was a perfect design choice to make him a bendable figure with a wire frame because it's very, very hard to break. I personally think these are quite durable. A lot of these I've had to replace stickers on. I think the stunt and crash car, when I got it, the physical toy itself, nothing wrong, still works great, but all the stickers were long gone. But fortunately, there was an industrious seller on eBay who had the toys for sale, the replacement stickers for sale. So, and I hope the anti-repro crowd hear that. Because this thing looks much better with stickers than it does without stickers. I'm not going to go into that now. Punisher XS. I always struggle to say that. Great question. What was your favorite Evel Knievel toy, Tony? Well, the only one I had as a kid, as I said, which I thought was a hand-me-down from my brother, but I now know it isn't, is the stunt motorcycle. But since researching this, it's probably still the stunt cycle. I do like the chopper bike. Something to do with the length of the chopper bike and most of the weight being at the rear. He's when you get the Energizer going, he's very good at popping a wheelie. So I had so much fun making this Evel Knievel video, particularly those short scenes where I got the chopper bike to literally jump over the ramp over the top of the scramble van. That was so much fun. Yes, Gary's Action Man channel. Evel Knievel blew his deal with Ideal Toys by getting himself jailed for assault. That's right. I believe I mentioned that in the Toy Histories episode. For anyone who hasn't seen that particular video, the Toy Histories episode about Evel Knievel toys, go and give it a watch. It's one of the videos that I'm most proud of. You know, this isn't my. I do love Evel Knievel toys. It's far from my favorite toy line. You know me. I'm all about the Action Man and the Action Force and stuff. But I was just really pleased with the way that video had turned out. So, Sean Bailey, great comment. Wonder if Tony will spin up the red Charger for old times fun. I was trying to figure out yesterday how I could do that in a live stream with such a small table, and just don't think it's going to be possible. Because if I do, he's just going to launch over there, and I'm actually worried he's going to hit the camera tripod, and then the live stream's over. Tim Ward says, anti-repro crowd will probably be okay with Evel Knievel stickers because only Star Wars is magical. Yes, imbued with an existential magic, Tim. if that's true about Star Wars, and that's how they feel because they have gone so far up the Star Wars rectum that that's all they can talk and think of their whole. They probably have business cards that say, you know, Joe Bloggs, Star Wars collector. That they are defined by the fact that they are Star Wars collectors. I'm not defined by that. I've talked to people about this in the past. You know, one of the things I found strange when I was in the Special Forces is that a lot of people felt that once they passed selection and got into the unit, that somehow magically the Special Forces would turn them into something else, you know, and they have since said that being a Special Forces soldier has defined who they are. It's just a small chapter of my life. Being a content creator on YouTube is an aspect of my life. It doesn't define who I am. I'm not defined by being a toy collector or a YouTuber or someone who works for a mining company. I'm just me. Where the hell am I going with this? I'm off on a damn tangent again. Get me back on track, guys. Werewolf by Lunchtime. He says this is off topic, but it kind of isn't, because I find Dukes of Hazzard and Evel Knievel to be in the kind of same wheelhouse. So I don't think it's off topic. But even if it is, it doesn't matter. Off topic, but do you remember a Dukes of Hazzard playset with a barn and barrels? The General Lee could move on its side and back wheels. Yes, I do. I never had that, but I'm certainly aware of it. And I'm almost certain that there's a very early retroblasting video about that toy. Was it that toy or another Dukes of Hazzard toy? But Michael certainly discussed that, like in his Christmas Memories video. Vintage Toy Rush. This might be an idea for a video. How many Action Man Jeeps can Evel jump? Maybe we should find out. I'm going to think about the practicality of doing that. That could be a fun little video. Whoops. Struggling with these comments. They're going too quick for me. George Aitken says, best do it with Action Force Jeeps. Well, actually, George, when you use Evel Knievel Stunt Cycle with the ramp and the scramble, and when I don't know if you've noticed, every time I talk about the ramp and the scramble van, I'm pointing down here because I've got it on the table down next to I've got it beside the table next to me. I'll get it up later. When you actually get him to successfully launch the ramp, he goes pretty high. And yes, you could easily jump a few Action Man Jeeps, probably the Scorpion tank and all sorts of stuff. So that's a fun idea for a video. I'm just going to take a moment. Black Chandelier Mirage. Hello from Australia to Brunei. I'm going to remember now that you're based in Brunei. Not related to the live stream, but is Snake Eyes outfit practical or not? A question I always wondered. Which outfit are you talking about? Certainly the very first incarnation, where he was all black and he was the commando, he wasn't the ninja. Very, very practical. Yeah. Actually, he's probably got one of the more practical outfits compared with some of the other G.I. Joe outfits that are out there. Tim Ward says, besides the color, are there any differences between the red launcher and the blue? No, Tim, they just... and when I was researching the video, there's actually more than this. There's also yellow and possibly orange. I think there's at least three. There's definitely a yellow Energizer and possibly an orange one as well. And I thought that the different colored Energizers came with different toys, like the blue came with the chopper bike and the red. But actually, it was mixed and matched all over the place. The very first original stunt cycle, which is very, very hard to get because all of the exhaust pipes and the handlebars and everything were kind of chromed or vac metallized or something, and that with very little play would all get chipped off. The very first one came with a red Energizer. You'll see the one in that video that I played before, that Christmas video. That my one was red, and that was in 81 or 82. But there have been variations of the stunt. There have been several variations of this stunt cycle toy. They simplified it over the years, but it's been released with blue and with yellow and different things like that. But the actual physical construction is identical for all of them. Another really interesting thing is that when you go from a motorcycle to something like the car or the dragster, they all use the same Energizer. The motor was designed to kind of run off. They all had a universal connection to put them into the Energizer. So, another interesting thing to note is I've only got one of these carded Evel Knievel figures here, but I picked this up because it turned up on eBay quite cheap, and it was nice bit of packaging and an extra toy I could use in the video. So I do like Evel Knievel packaging. They released 4 of these. I find these hilarious because Evel Knievel was never an Arctic explorer. There was also a desert or a jungle one? I think a desert one, Evel Knievel in the desert, where he's in a khaki safari outfit with a pith helmet, and there was 4 of them. What were the others? The other 2 weren't quite as bad. I think he had like a racing rescue set where he's in a red jumpsuit and he had a fire extinguisher and stuff. That one made sense, but the Arctic Explorer and the desert one, does it show you? Yeah. Hilarious idea. George Aitken, do you think that the makers of these toys was trying to make them a rival to Action Man? No, I don't think that, George. Because this is a very different concept. It's in a different scale, and it appealed to a different kid type of interest. So I've never been any kind of a petrol head or whatever you call it. I'm not into cars whatsoever. I'm not into bikes. I would prefer to ride a horse to work if I could. But this obviously filled a gap in the market. Action Man was very kind of military focused. This was a very different concept. And for those kids who had aspirations of being a daredevil or a motorcycle racer or a Formula One racer, whatever it was, this really tapped into that kind of kid's interest. So, Keith Knight, he ski jumped 12 hungry polar bears apparently. Yeah. I don't know how he's going to ski jump when he hasn't got skis. He's got snowshoes, but it'd probably make more sense to have Evel Knievel with skis, wouldn't it, being the daredevil, as opposed to snowshoes, which you don't move very quick on those. I think what we'll do here, let's show you some of the other toys that we've got here. Well, first of all, I want to show you Evel Knievel himself. Only very early variations had the swagger stick. There is and again, doing the research for this, so he's got a removable belt with the EK, the Evel Knievel initials on the buckle. Doing the research for this video, I discovered that there is a massive variety of different Evel Knievel helmets with different types of paint pattern. This one here is just the blue stripes with the white stars. This one here, I don't know how well you can see, is metallic blue paint with the white stars, but also with red pinstriping on the side. So it's an earlier style helmet. ideal kind of simplified everything as the range went along. I also like the different coloured jumpsuits he was available in. I like the blue. I've always wanted to get an Evel with a red jumpsuit as well, but I've kind of never got around to it. Yeah, the Evel cane. Let's put Evel at the front there. So I'm gonna have to move some of this stuff. Apologies. Give me a second. So the stunt and crash car, very simply, the front bumper here, the black bumper, once you kind of wound him up in the Energizer and he drove towards a door, let's see how this works. Works better at high speed into a door. It would just pop apart, and then inside you've got a chassis there with a steering wheel, with an Evel Knievel figure in there. Very, very solid, durable toy. The gyro-powered motors inside this kind of hard plastic encasing. And there's I don't know how well you can see that. There's the connectors that fit to the Energizer. So how does this go back on? And then we have easily reassembled. So to show you my point, obviously this is the Energizer that just had the stunt cycle in it, and the stunt and crash car fits in there as well. William, the movie fan, I believe you're correct. Yeah, if memory serves me, some of the clothes and accessories for Action Jackson fit Evel. I think most of them would, pretty much the same scale. Scuba Pete, the crash car came with Broken Bones Evel. Yeah. Oh, that comment tickled me, Dr. X. Evel Knievel and the Pinto of Doom. Yes, the Ford Pinto. Wow. Wing IT Productions says $220 on eBay. What's $220 on eBay? What, this or in the box, or what are you talking about? Werewolf by Lunchtime says anyone would think Evel was patriotic. It was a very deliberate choice by him to the way he designed his jumpsuits and all of that kind of stuff. So so that's the stunt and crash car. I've got the dragster here somewhere. The dragster's really cool. Well, in this format here, it's a Formula One car. This one doesn't work perfectly, but if you extend the front out, it becomes a dragster. And there is on the back here, there's a latch that once you launch him out of the Energizer and he pops a wheelie, this is, well, oh no, it does work. I surprised even myself. So there's a parachute in the back. The idea when he gets up to high speed and he pops a wheelie and goes down like that. Oh, actually, I think I can do it with my finger. That's why I thought it didn't work. When I got it going out of the Energizer, I just couldn't get this parachute to operate properly. But yeah, he would pop the wheelie, it would flick this lever. And now I've broken it. I'm sure it's not broken. I'm sure I'll figure it out, but anyway, supposedly a parachute comes out the back to slow him down, but it really doesn't work that well. Oh well, might be doing a restoration video of an Evel Knievel dragster soon. But overall, pretty interesting toy. Kieran Ball says, geez, how many Evel figures does Tony have? Well, including the one in the card here, I've literally got 4 figures. That's the whole collection. I was very I don't have a huge collection of Evel Knievel, but unfortunately there was a lot of old commercials available to show some of the, when I made my Toy Histories episode I'm talking about, there was a lot of commercials available so that I could show a lot of the other toys that I didn't have in these commercials. So I was confident that I could make a detailed quality retrospective of the Evel Knievel line with only a relatively small collection. But I've got the stunt cycle, the chopper bike, the stunt and crash car, the dragster, 4 figures, discarded figure, and the Evel Knievel scramble van, which is much like the big gym camper van and things like that. You know, a plastic top and bottom with wheels, vinyl side panels. This is actually quite cool because you would have seen in the video, but you can set it all up, slide this open to get inside the scramble van. But yeah, the best feature on this for me is on the fact that this is the ramp. How do we get this together? Don't tell me I'm going to break another toy on a live stream. Good call, Scuba Pete. Says Patreon exclusive video, Tony launching all the Evel toys down the driveway with slow motion. I might do that when the weather cools off because I don't want to go outside at all at the moment. I'm staying in the aircon. Yes, so there's a 3-part ramp that you assemble like this. We're not going to have the room here, are we? Logistics. Oh, just enough room. So you've got this 3-part ramp that you can assemble, and then have loads of fun. This is the best part of the scramble van. You can launch Evel on the stunt cycle out of the Energizer. He goes up the ramp, and then we'll go and see how many Action Man Jeeps that Evel can jump over. Chris Meaver says, a van too, great toys. I can imagine all the cool adventures you had as a kid with these toys. I only had the one as a kid, but imagine a kid who was really into Evel Knievel and had all this stuff. Great fun. And there's loads of other stuff that I just don't have in the collection to show you. So, Kieran Balls, I'm getting really nervous with Tony assembling his toys. Yeah, it's one of the things when I make the YouTube videos, I want to show you a toy's functionality if it had a play feature. And sometimes there's been some mistakes made. I'm sure that that dragster's just popped out now. The back part that's supposed to pop out has just popped out. I'm sure there's just something getting a little bit stuck in there. I don't think it's broken, but you get the idea. Tom Johnson, great question. What other toy ranges would you like to see converted to use the Energizer? And I've only literally just thought of it now with your question, but wouldn't it have been awesome in the 80s if the Ideal Toy Company could have got the license to things like Knight Rider and the A-Team and Street Hawk and made the A-Team van kit from Knight Rider and all of those kind of things that you could put into an Energizer. That would have been brilliant. That would have been so much fun. Yes, George Aitken. Yeah, the Back to the Future DeLorean. That would have been cool. Chris Mewa. Would love to see him jump over all the cool 80s play sets and Snake Mountain. That will make Skeletor angry. Oh, God, I've got other things planned today, but you guys are giving me an idea to go and just make a stupid video of Evel jumping out. That's a great idea, because I still think when you look at the trajectory of this ramp with the stunt cycle going over the top, going to go. He could go over Castle Grayskull first, Snake Mountain, the Action Force headquarters. But imagine if he crashed into the Action Force cardboard headquarters and broke it. That would not be good. There'd be a video of me murdering a bendable Evel Knievel figure. King Eric the Greatest of All says Evel can jump over the flag. He could if I had one. He could if I had one. Yes, Michael Schaefer. Yeah. Smoking the Bandit, the Trans Am. That would have been better suited to this concept even than Knight Rider or Street Hawk. Smoking the Bandit and Dukes of Hazzard. Dukes of Hazzard. If they could have a what they call their car. God damn, I always forget what they call their car in the Dukes of Hazzard. But yeah, if you have one of those in the right scale that could use the Energizer, that'd be incredible. Tim Ward in capitals, don't risk it. It's good advice, Tim. George Aitken. I have a few spare Action Force headquarters, says George. Are you saying if I do this stunt and he lands in the middle of the helipad and punches a hole in it, you're going to replace that part for me? I wouldn't ask you to do that, George. I wouldn't ask you to do that. Yes, the General Lee. Thank you very much, the General Lee. I don't always forget. I've just forgotten this morning because when you get old, your brain stops working. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to drink water for a change. Finish my tea. Scuba Pete says Keith Holmesley drives the General Lee. Yeah. I've pretty much showed you all the toys I had for Evel Knievel. Before we get on to the mail call, I suppose we'll call it. It's not as I said, there's one mystery. I'm going to call it a package because it's not a box from John Baldry I've got here, and then a bit of mail for myself. But before I get to that, I just want to take a moment to discuss the off-topic from Evel Knievel, the Ken Wallhouse tribute video that we published yesterday. So although Ken passed away on the 4th of January, Bob Breakin did not become aware of that until several days later. I believe I woke up, I believe it was Wednesday morning, to an email from Bob, with some very sad news that Ken Wallhouse had passed away. So I made the social media post on Facebook because from my days of making the Action Man documentary, I've got a lot of old photographs and stuff on file. And I had this photograph of Ken Wallhouse winning first place in the Palatoy golf competition. The man to his right, with the other big moustache, is Chris Ward, who was, I believe, a tooling engineer at Palatoy, and then Bob Breakin to his left. So I made that post, and Bob mentioned in a message to me that it would be nice if I could mention Ken in one of my future videos, because although I kind of recorded like a 30-minute interview with him back in 2011, he didn't end up appearing in the documentary all that much. He does appear, but only once, quite briefly. So Bob said, it would be nice if he could be mentioned in a future video. And I came back to Bob and said, I'm fully prepared to make a full tribute video, Bob, because I think I've got a lot of unused interview footage and things like that. So I very quickly worked on a script. I was actually planning over the last couple of days to record my parts of the new Star Wars Follies episode that I'm collaborating with 2 Cents Toys. I Grew Up Star Wars, and of course Retro Blasting. We've got the script locked in for that. I was going to record that, and then I said to Michael, and obviously Michael completely understood. So look, I'm still going to try and get it done this weekend, but everything else in the production schedule is going to shift because I've got to get this this tribute video done. And actually, there was a potential risk that I was going to have to cancel the Pala Talk, or reschedule, not cancel, reschedule the Pala Talk that I recorded yesterday morning with Michael Schaefer. But I worked on the script. I sent the script to Bob to make sure it was all accurate. He sent a few amendments and added a couple of little things in. And once we had a finalized script, I recorded all the narration Thursday night, kind of laid out the timeline, and then had the editing. And by then I was confident that, no, I still had more than enough time to sit down with Michael Schaefer and do the Pala Talk episode, and then get the video edited yesterday, which I did. Sent the video to Bob. I wanted Bob to approve the video first before it went public. I thought there would be at least like 1 or 2 amendment requests from Bob, but it was he was very, very appreciative. Really liked the video, so it went public. A couple of things I want to mention is that I did not monetize that video. I didn't want Ken's family to have to click onto YouTube and have to sit through ads for God knows what to watch this video. I also didn't feel comfortable with the channel making any ad revenue from a video like that. There is also in the description of the video a link to the Stroke Association UK, because that was Ken's request that if anyone wanted to send donations, that is where they should be sent, to the Stroke Association UK. So I just wanted to take a moment to kind of discuss that. I found that video, the production side of it, like writing the script, I felt an immense amount of pressure to get the video right. So it's very pleasing to me that Bob thought it was, after he watched it, he responded with wonderful, wonderful, wonderful video, which really, I actually got a little bit emotional when I read that, because it was, I know it was important to them. It was important to me. It's not the kind of video that you ever want to have to make on a channel like this, but I also feel as though, due to the amount of time I've been doing, not just YouTube, but also the documentary and the work that I've done collecting all of those interviews and all the research that I've been doing all over the years, it's not the kind of video that I want to make. You know, it can be quite sad, but at the same time, I do feel an immense amount of responsibility that, and it's the first one of these tribute videos, and I dread the day that I'm going to have to make another one, but I certainly will be in the future to celebrate these incredible guys at Palatoy who had such an important role in making that time in our lives. Certainly for those of us who grew up in the UK, you know, that time, for anyone who grew up in the 70s right up to 1985, every child in Britain played with some toy from Palatoy. Obviously, this channel was very focused on boys' toys, you know, but Palatoy were incredibly impressive with the products they produced in the girls' toy market as well. So, yeah, I think I said what I wanted to say there. I'm happy with the way I showed Gracie that, and Gracie doesn't watch a lot of Analog Toys videos, but she really wanted to watch this one. And I showed her the video just before I sent it to Bob. And, you know, Grace didn't know the guy, and she had a tear in her eye at the end. And then I thought, oh, okay, this is, I've done the tribute justice. So that's all I was trying to do, and pay homage to a wonderful man who I honestly, I really did have a wonderful afternoon with him back in 2011. He was a great guy. As you can tell in the video clips, you know, he was full of energy. he laughed at almost everything. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to move on now. Kieran Ball, thank you very much. That's a really kind comment. It says, Tony, you're a great filmmaker, and that video was of the highest standard. I did pour my heart and soul into that. I probably spent more time on that video for the length it is. It's about 5 minutes than what I would normally do on a 10-minute video, you know. But it was very important to me to get it right. Josh Jefferson says, "Hey, Analog Toys, can you make an action in?" I think you mean Action Man Cowboy live stream there. I could, Josh. So the topics of the live streams are voted most of the time. Sometimes I just have an idea that I want to do a live stream about a particular topic, but most of the time I run a poll on Patreon, so I can definitely suggest that, but there's no guarantee that the patrons are going to pick it. I have been, Evel Knievel has been on the list for God knows how many weeks, months now, and the patrons have finally let me do an Evel Knievel live stream and wear the t-shirt again, because I love this t-shirt. I've only ever worn it once, and that was when I made the Evel Knievel Toy Histories video, and now I get to wear it again. So that's right, George. Palatoy did the Tiny Tears doll line as well. Yes, along with many, many others. Matt Ludi, Tony, you are always very tactful and sensitive in the videos that you make. It's obvious that you have put a lot of effort into everything you create. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, and really with that video, it was not lost on me that Ken's family would most likely be end up watching that video as well. So I wanted it to be a celebration of the man, and not just a in memoriam kind of thing. You know, it was highlighting some of the key work that he did at Palatoy, some of the relationships he had with other key people within the organization, people who are still friends to this day. So yeah. Okay. Let's get on to the packages. It's mail time. We're at about the hour mark here. Getting close to anyway. And yeah, I think I don't, with the Palatalk episode that I have recorded with Michael Schaefer yesterday, that went on Patreon. I'm not sure what time it went on, around 12 o'clock midday. Now, patrons normally get 24 hours of early access, but there's been a live stream today, and the Ken Wallhouse tribute video yesterday. I don't think you patrons are going to be too upset if I make the Palatalk episode public after this a few hours early. Because if I wait till like 1 o'clock my time, that's going to be midnight on the east coast of the States, and people won't get to watch it till tomorrow. So I might just make it public after this, and you can go from the live stream and go and spend an hour and 15 minutes with me and Michael Schaefer, and hopefully you have as much fun as we did. So Brian Dillingham, thank you very much for the super chat. He said, in the spirit of Full Force and Yojo, let me say all analog. I like that. Thank you, man. All right, yeah, we got some parcels here. So I'm going to open the mystery parcel first, which is from John Baldry, which is incredibly kind, because John has John sent a number of donations to this channel in the past. He's some Master of the Universe stuff more than once. He sent me some amazing Black Series stuff, and now we've got this. So careful here. What have we got? Oh, cool. Tony, enjoy. Shameless plug for DD Crafts Facebook. Send your images and pics. Place your orders. Thank you, Joe. I know what this is now because you've sent similar stuff to Retroblasting. So yeah, DD Crafts on Facebook. I believe that's your sister, John. She does these awesome fridge magnets made out of bottle tops. Oh, these are no way! It's a Broken Vader one. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. I can't reach over. It's a Broken Vader fridge magnet. Oh, he's that's going to be creepy. We've got a Wonder Bread He-Man fridge magnet. Yes. RB, the Retro Blasting logo. That's cool. And here we've got it's a full house here. It's a full house of my favorite content creators. We've got Retro Blasting. We've got Toy Polloi. We have the Dreamland podcast. And last, and in this case, definitely least, Analog Toys. Retro Blasting, Toy Polloi, Dreamland, Analog Toys. That's awesome. Thank you very much, John. So yeah, if anyone else wants to like these fridge magnets made, these are really nicely done too. Out of beer bottle tops, but it's not just a sticker. There's like some sort of a hard resin in there. These are nice fridge magnets. Thank you. And I'm more than happy for the shameless plug there, John. Check out DD Crafts on Facebook if you want to get some fridge magnets made of your own. Yeah, George. Yeah, I couldn't remember which live stream, but you're saying it's the Christmas live stream. That's cool. Very, very nice. Thank you very much, John. All right, now let's see what I've got for myself. I really hope this is a toy. It should be because it's only kind of the PO boxes for Analog Toys. All my personal mail comes to the house, so that wasn't easy. Tom Johnson, off topic but Action Man related. My mum had loads of knitting patterns for Action Man back in the 60s and 70s. Did anyone else's Action Man have loads of handmade clothing? Yes, Tom, mine did. And you'll find that there's a lot of old Blue Peter annuals that actually show you how to make Action Man furniture out of toilet rolls and egg cartons, and lots of patterns for knitting and sewing clothes for Action Man. I've got I don't remember what year. It's in the 1970s somewhere, but I've got a Blue Peter annual upstairs, and the reason I keep that in the collection is because it's got some Action Man clothing patterns and stuff. Oh, awesome! It's my latest G.I. Joe. George Aiken says, whose turn is it to send part 2 of the USS Flag? It is the Dreadnought Ripper. So we've got the file card there. Oh, he's nice condition too. This is one I've been wanting to replace for a while. It's one of the Dreadnoughts that I had when I was a kid. He's complete. Hang on, I'm just going to assemble him and then I'll show you the figure. Very good condition. Very little paint wear, tight joints. I'm happy with this. Purchase. There we go. Figuring out where the hose goes on. Is it going there? Yep. Bear with me. Now, when I make this next statement, I'm not talking about the character, but of all the Dreadnought figures when I was a kid, barring Zartan, of course, this was my favourite Dreadnought figure. That's a really nice Ripper action figure. I think I purchased it from a guy in Sydney. I think it came from Sydney, the East Coast. Dr. Egg says, love Buzzer, hated that the chainsaw had to have a firearm stock. I always preferred Ripper over Buzzer. I have Buzzer upstairs already, and this was the other Dreadnought from my childhood collection that I didn't already have. So, Jess J. Bell says she was a Torchman. Jess, are you male, female? Apologies. Oh no, obviously a man, because you're saying I was a Torchman myself. Apologies, Jess. I'm assuming Jessica, short for Jessica's. Apologies. I was a Torchman myself. I never had Torch as a kid. Torch came out as part of the 1985 Action Force range, and I wasn't collecting Action Force at the time. Then in 1986 in the UK, we had no Action Force, and then when it came back in 87 as Action Force International Heroes, I got really into that particular line, and the only Dreadnoughts available were Ripper and Buzzer. Torch was not available in 87 in that line. Keith Knight's put one comment up here. And then says, so that last message was from one of my cats. They obviously walked on his keyboard. I don't know if you remember, I think it was the last live stream. We got like an hour in, and all of a sudden there's the spare beds behind the camera there. One of the cats just came out from under the bed and had obviously been asleep under there from when I started the stream, and then wanted to get out, and I didn't want to stop the live stream and stuff. So yeah. Okay, this is something I've purchased in Australia, but I've been on a bit of a buying spree lately. I'm waiting on like probably more than a dozen packages. Nothing major, like lots of things like this, like individual figures and stuff. But what's this one? This is the Black Series. Yes, I'm definitely not collecting it, guys. It's the Black Series Imperial Stormtrooper from The Mandalorian. George Aitkins sent me an awesome Black Series Stormtrooper end of last year or end of last year. Thank you very much again for that, George. I don't believe the one you sent me was this packaging. Not that this is going to stay in the box, but you can't have just one Stormtrooper. You've got to have more than one. So I have another one on. I've purchased this one. I'll probably look to pick up another couple. I'd like about three or four Stormtroopers. Wesco White, thank you very much for the super chat. Says a company called California Creations has reproduced the original Evel Knievel stunt cycle. Awesome stuff. Great channel. Keep up the excellent work. Thank you very much, Wesco. And you are correct. That's California Creations is one of the companies that reintroduced the Energizer and the stunt cycle in the 2000s sometime, or in the last 10 years maybe. George says it was the first series Stormtrooper. He came with 2 guns. Gary's Action Man channel says thought the Black Series Stormtroopers was battle damage. Well, I think they call them like the remnant Stormtroopers in The Mandalorian that have all of that. They're all dirty looking. I wouldn't have purchased it if it was like that, because I want to display this on my Imperial shelf from, I'm going to say Empire Strikes Back, but I've got Grand Moff Tarkin on there thanks to another very kind donation. I wouldn't have purchased this if it was all dirty. I wanted the nice crisp, clean white version, which is what I've got here. And this looks really, really good. I'm going to be interested to get this guy out and have a look. I was watching the other day. I'm going to do a shout out to another channel now. For those of you who saw, so last week we did 2 live streams. We did a live stream interview with Bobby Valor from the Valorverse Action Force line, and then we did the typical kind of Analog Toys live stream. Well, Bobby Valor also is one member of a group of guys on the Infinity Equation podcast, which is every Friday night in the States. Actually, I think it starts after this live stream. So check it out. Have a look at the Infinity Equation podcast. I jumped on after last week's when I finished the stream. It came up in my Facebook feed. First time I'd ever watched it. Really, really good show. And what there's a group of guys on there, toy designers, collectors, and stuff, who were counting down their top 10 action figures of last year. And a couple of people actually. Well, at least one person. I didn't watch the whole stream. I was kind of ducking in and out doing some other stuff, but I did watch a good proportion of it. And there was a number of people who had this quite high in their list of top 10 action figures from last year, and that's like all action figures. So I'm really excited to get this out. This the detail on this helmet is really, really impressive. I'm gonna get this guy out and have a closer look at him. Werewolf by Lunchtime says the Mando Stormtrooper poses really well. Great figure. Yeah, from what I've heard, it is a major upgrade on previous Stormtroopers, which means I may have made a bit of a mistake because I saw the other day a very cheap Han in Stormtrooper disguise figure on eBay here. So cheap, I picked it up. But I know that's from very early on in the Black Series releases. And my intent is to not display him as Han in Stormtrooper disguise, just put the helmet on and have another Stormtrooper. But that's from very early on. And then we got the one from George and now a newer one like this. Maybe when I display them, like the Han one will go further towards the back or something like that. Yeah, we got a lot of people here saying that they really enjoy the Infinity Equation. Knight of Ren loves the Infinity Equation. Black Chandelier Mirage, good, saying I need to sleep now, but I hope everyone here enjoys their time. Nice to see Infinity Equation get a shout out. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a really good live stream. We're done through StreamYard with all the guys in different locations, kind of dialing in and chatting. It's a good way to spend a few hours. So yeah, big shout out to them. Go check out their YouTube channel. And as I said, I'm pretty. Actually, let's have a look, because now with StreamYard, I can share screens with you guys. So we want YouTube. So do they have any, I don't know how you find out if they've got something planned. Sorry, I need to share screen, don't I? Yes, they do. They do. Here we go. So, guys, you will see that the Infinity Equation has a live stream scheduled for today. So in about an hour and 45 minutes. What you're seeing on there, that's because of the time zone I'm in. So for you guys, that's going to be 9 p.m. Friday night. It won't be on the 16th. I'm in the future, guys. It's the Saturday morning, the 16th here. And YouTube knows my settings, so it's just telling me in my time zone. So on the East Coast of the States, the Infinity Equation episode 56 will be going live at 9 p.m. Friday night. So in about an hour and 45 minutes. And thank you, Timothy Ward. He's put the link there in the chat for anyone who wants to see. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get all fancy again and put the banner up at the bottom of the screen. I don't like to promote our Patreon too much. I don't like the words coming out of my mouth, but I'm happy to let a banner ticker across the bottom of the screen and tell people that there and guys, honestly, there is a lot of additional content on Patreon. I think just lately I've been posting more stuff to Patreon than I have to YouTube. So there you go. All right, we're an hour and 15 minutes in. I think we're going to look at wrapping up the stream. I've got to obviously pack all this stuff up, and then I want to spend the day recording my parts of the Star Wars Follies collaboration with Retro Blasting, 2 Cents Toys, and I Grew Up Star Wars. As I said, I don't know when you'll see that video. It's very complicated trying to get 4 different content creators to all contribute their parts, but I'm going to hope, at the very least today, I am going to get all the segments where I talk on camera recorded, and all of my narration. May end up doing some of the B-roll tomorrow, but I would like to get all of that footage across to Michael at Retro Blasting by the end of the weekend. So my part's done, and then I will kind of move on to some other projects, which may be a crazy video about seeing how many toys Evel can jump. So cool. George Aitken, probably factory second. What? I missed the context there, George. Sorry. All right, guys. Thanks for checking into the live stream. Thanks to everyone who sent the super chat. The funds from your super chats really do go a long way to supporting this channel. As I said, I'm now. Michael Schaefer says 98 thumbs up. Great live stream. That's awesome. Actually in StreamYard, I can't see how many thumbs up there are. I don't think I can anyway. I can see how many people are watching. Can't see the thumbs up, but I'll check that out later. And Michael Schaefer, I hope you get more than 98 likes on your Palatalk podcast. That'll be pretty cool. So actually, if you work out the timing, the Palatalk podcast, I'll make it public straight after this, is about an hour and 15 minutes or so. So you can literally bounce from this, watch the duration of the Palatalk episode with me and Michael Schaefer. It's a great episode. And then go over and watch the Affinity Equation with Bobby Valor from the Valorverse Action Force line, and a number of other guests on there. So cool. All right. Stay safe, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope to see you all on the Retro Blasting live stream if I can get up early enough. If I can't, I'll at least be on the Patreon after show. Probably depends how many beers I end up having this afternoon. We'll see. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you as well for your very, very kind comments on the Ken Wallhouse video. I will say that I have most of my YouTube videos, you can see the numbers of likes to dislikes. I have disabled that feature, so you can like or dislike the video, but no one can see that because I don't want Ken's family to. Not that anyone, it's got 100% like rate at the moment, but there may be some trolling arsehole out there who would dislike a video like that. So I've hidden that. And also all of the comments are being held for review. Just in case. I don't want any comment to go up there. Not that I think certainly you guys aren't going to do that, but just in case. I don't normally do that. I only hold potentially inappropriate comments for review on the channel. And then me and Tim, deal with it as and when we see stuff that we don't necessarily don't approve of, but for this particular video, I'm holding all comments for review. But yeah, thank you ever so much for tuning in. Please give the video a like. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe to the channel because I think most of the people on the live streams are already subscribed. And if you'd like to see some extra content, quite a lot of extra content, join us over on Patreon. Take care. Have a great weekend. Be kind to one another, and peace out.